we're diving back into the latest updates on Mortal Kombat 2. At the end of February, the filmmakers finally gave us our first proper look at Karl Urban as Johnny Cage. A new poster dropped featuring Cage in a fictional, in-universe movie titled Uncaged Fury, and naturally, the fanbase split in two. Some think Urban nails the role, while others feel he strays too far from the classic game version. The poster itself leans heavily into that over-the-top, tongue-in-cheek 80s action movie aesthetic, paying homage to the era of one-liners and flashy fight scenes. It highlights everything that makes Johnny Cage, his undeniable charisma, cocky confidence, and love for the spotlight. Decked out in his signature sunglasses, sporting that trademark smirk, and striking a pose that screams self-assured badassery, Urban's Cage embodies that perfect mix of cool and comedic. But fans aren't just looking for a comic relief character. They want to see Johnny as a legitimate fighter. In the games, he's not just a Hollywood star. He's got serious skills, a rich and even ancient lineage, and some of the most brutal moves in the series. The sequel needs to deliver on that, with Cage front and center and some epic fight scenes. On top of that, we finally got a look at the official Mortal Kombat 2 logo, and it's a beast. The iconic dragon emblem wraps around a metallic Roman numeral 2, giving off a powerful, almost menacing vibe. But the real kicker? The dragon's eyes glow green, adding an eerie, supernatural touch. The whole design oozes intensity, setting the perfect tone for what's to come. With all this marketing ramping up, it's only a matter of time before we get the first trailer. The 2021 reboot took a darker approach than previous Mortal Kombat films, but it struggled to balance brutality with humor. Bringing in Johnny Cage seems like a clear move to fix that. If the filmmakers find the right balance, keeping his comedic edge while making sure he's a legit fighter, he could easily become one of the biggest highlights of the sequel. What's also interesting is that Urban was the first actor officially revealed, which many took as a sign that Johnny Cage is going to be the central figure of the movie. The first film was marketed as a Scorpion vs. Sub-Zero showdown, but in reality, their screen time was shockingly limited. Now, fans worry history might repeat itself with Cage taking over. However, based on interviews with the cast and producers, it really does feel like the focus has shifted toward Johnny, and honestly, that's probably for the best. As for Urban himself, reactions are mixed. The biggest argument in his favor, star power. After The Boys, he's more recognizable than ever. One of the biggest complaints about the first film was the lack of major names, and it looks like Warner Brothers is correcting that by making Urban the face of the sequel's marketing. But there are concerns. Urban is 50, and some fans feel that a younger actor would have been a better fit. That said, let's not forget Hiroyuki Sanada, who played Scorpion at 60 and absolutely killed it. If Urban brings something fresh and unexpected to the role, he might just win everyone over. Meanwhile, new rumors are swirling about Noob Saibot. Given that Joe Taslim is returning, this was pretty much expected. In Mortal Kombat lore, Noob is the resurrected Bi-Han, transformed into a shadowy warrior by Quan Chi according to recent leaks. He'll be the main villain of the sequel, with his rivalry with Scorpion taking center stage. As for Shao Kahn, played by Martin Ford, it seems like he'll be more of a puppet master, setting things in motion from the shadows before taking over as the big bad in the third film. But to be honest, I'm not fully buying these leaks about Noob and Shao just yet. More reliable sources suggest Noob's screen time will be very limited, possibly even less than Shao's. Until we get a trailer, it's too early to say for sure what's legit. And of course, we can't talk about Mortal Kombat without bringing up one of the most controversial choices from the first movie, Cole Young. Fans weren't exactly thrilled with his inclusion, calling his storyline weak and his powers forgettable. Now, there are rumors that the writers have almost completely sidelined him in the sequel, shifting focus back to the franchise's core characters. Some think this might just be a marketing trick to win fans back, since it's hard to believe they'd completely drop him when his arc is so tied to Scorpion. But if Johnny Cage really is the new lead, then Cole's role is definitely getting reduced. From what we've seen so far, Mortal Kombat 2 is shaping up to be a much more fan-focused film than its predecessor. The studio seems to have taken the criticism to heart, aiming to make this sequel as true to the franchise as possible. Will they actually pull it off? We'll find out when the movie drops this October.